Hey there, you amazing viewers and subscribers. Welcome to a brand new video for today. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my history with the show, how I grew up with the show, and what do I think about some of the modern stuff now. I'm literally 25 and going back talking about it. But before I do that, I just want to say I did manage today. I actually went out and managed to get the normal standard edition of Doctor Who: The Key to Time. Now, as you know, I have got the special edition that opens up with the Key to Time, but unfortunately, it was getting damaged when I was taking it off the shelf to put one of the Key to Time DVDs in. So I thought I'd get myself just, the standard one for now. Get myself the standard one, so that way I can just take this one off the shelf without damaging the amazing limited edition one, because I absolutely love the limited edition one. I absolutely love the way it opens up, and I don't really want to take the DVDs out of the box set to put them into the DVDs. So I got this so I can actually have them all in story order and in season order. So I just wanted to say that quickly. So growing up with Doctor Who in my history, it's been a very, very kind of a long journey. My obsession with the show has grown a lot, really, over since growing up a lot, really, I have to say. It has changed a lot. And I don't mean that since 2005, because I was only 9 years old when Doctor Who came back. Believe it or not, I was actually watching Doctor Who a lot earlier on, before it came back with the reboot. I was actually brought up very luckily by my dad and my granddad Mick and me Uncle Darren. Thank you very much, Uncle Darren, as well. All three of you actually helped me was literally bringing me up with the classic range of Doctor Who. I mean, my granddad Mick used to have UK Gold, so he used to record every single Doctor Who episode for me. At one point, I had a load of Doctor Who VHS tapes, what he recorded for me, with story 1 to, instead of it all being in separate ones, he actually recorded a 4-part story and a 6-part story on one VHS for me, and then he recorded a 4-part and a 4-part and a 4-part for me. My granddad Mick did, where my dad was actually collecting the VHSs, the normal versions, which I have gone and rebought myself, which is at the back just here and on this one, and I've got a few new VHS tapes which I am going to be talking about. I'm planning on doing a review on those, like the Cybermen 10, the special edition with the 2 Cybermen VHS tapes with the 10th Planet and Attack of the Cybermen, with the Master special edition, and of course the box set of William Hartnell's last 3 VHSs to be released. So I was actually brought up, but my Uncle Darren actually was very, very awesome, and he still is very, very awesome. He used to print Doctor Who pictures off for me. I mean, every family party, he used to let me log onto his computer, and I used to go home with about 20 pages of Doctor Who images of classic Doctor Who. I mean, stories from Death to Daleks. I remember taking them home. Instead of cutting them out, I literally just sticky taped them all onto my wall. Every single post, every single picture I printed off on his computer. I literally, at one point when I was living in Shrewsbury, my whole bedroom was all covered with these Doctor Who printed pictures that I printed off my uncle's computer. And I have to say, I'm still, I think I need to rebuy him loads of printing still for that, because I used to do that every family get together we get at a pub, and I used to go to him, can we go back to yours? And we all went back to my uncle's, and I asked, can I go on his computer? And I used to go and look up everything about Doctor Who, and I used to go and print off a lot of pictures. So growing up, I really was, from in between as a baby up to around about 8, I was actually brought up with Doctor Who by my 3 family members. I mean, me and my dad, he lost his temper with me quite a few times, because he did bought Doctor Who VHS tapes. If I just quickly grab one to show you, he used to buy them like this, where you used to get them like this, and then you kind of had this cellophane stuff around it, where in fact growing up I used to be a right little bugger for my dad, where he used to buy them and he used to look forward to watching them with me. around about when I was 6, I actually used to go and open these off, and I used to watch them before him. So I do remember my dad properly losing his temper with me for opening these, because this is my dad's history, VHS tapes. This is when my dad was born 1975, so my dad was born when Tom Baker became the Doctor, and he remembers watching Logopolis with me Uncle Tim, and he remembers also watching Peter Davison, Colin Baker's Ross McCoy with me Uncle Tim. Where for me it's a lot different. I actually remember watching Doctor Who on the VHS tapes with me dad, and then in the early 2000s I actually remember watching the DVDs with him as well, like for the Tomb of the Cybermen and stuff. So I do, you know, my earliest memory of me sitting down watching Doctor Who with me dad is the Caves of Androsani with the. I mean, I actually remember watching part 4 with him. It sticks in your mind, it really does. And I always remember watching part 4 with my dad, because that was the first time I saw the Doctor to regenerate. Because back in those early days, some of the episodes of Doctor Who wasn't really released much on DVD, even on VHS. You still had to try and hunt them down. And even though William Hartnell's story is actually missing for the 10th Planet Part 4, my dad never actually owned the VHS of that or the DVD. I bought that when it came out on DVD with the animation. Or Troughton's story. I remember watching Troughton. I remember my dad with a laptop, and he found a site which really allowed me to watch Doctor Who with him. And for about 5 hours, we literally just sat down for 5 hours on the computer watching the War Games from episode 1 to 10. And I remember being amazed with the War Games. So I have a lot of great memories with my dad watching Doctor Who. With my granddad Mick, I remember going to stop over at his with me nanny Sandra. I remember sneaking, well, to be honest with you, I remember sneaking downstairs at 6 o'clock in the morning, where he used to be in there in bed, snoring his head off. I remember sneaking down to his house, like downstairs in his house, and putting the telly on. And Doctor Who was on, and I watched the whole lot of Sesame McCoy on his telly. Because the one day I was actually stopping over, and it was a Sunday, they showed every single one of his stories from Time in the Running down to Survival. So I remember watching all of the McCoy run, which is why I have really great memories of watching McCoy, even now with the Blu-rays and the DVDs. And on VHS, I only own a couple on VHS, because for his stories, I actually own Doctor and the Bowerman, Battlefield, Ghostlight, The Curse of Fenric, and Remembrance of the Daleks. So I still have a load of memories of that. I mean, I remember my granddad not being happy with me because I accidentally turned his telly on and it was way too loud. So I remember waking him up when he came down the stairs, and I was there watching McCoy. Just literally before he came downstairs, he literally saw me watching the telly, and then the Doctor Who theme tune came on for McCoy, and he was not impressed with me. I can tell you that. My granddad Mick was not impressed with me for sneaking downstairs 6 o'clock in the morning watching Doctor Who's the McCoy run. As I have said in previous videos, I was born 11 days before Doctor Who the movie. So even though I was 11 days old, I don't actually remember watching the movie. I was only a little babby. So that is out of my mind completely. I remember watching that on VHS with my dad in the early 2000s. So 2000, 2001. I remember watching that with my dad. When Doctor Who came back in 2005, I remember watching the first 3 episodes with different members of my family. I watched episode 1 with me dad and my granddad Mick, that way. Episode 2 I did watch with my mum and dad and my brother, which is The End of the World. Episode 3 I actually remember sitting down watching that with me dad, me Uncle Dale, my Auntie Vicky, my mum and my brother. And I remember my dad telling Vicky and my mum to shut up because they were there talking, and me and my dad were there trying to watch Doctor Who. That was around about when I was 9, and I was coming up to 10, because the first 6 episodes of Series 1 was broadcast when I was 9 years old, and then after my birthday, I was 10 years old. So after I became 10, the long game and that lot was being broadcast. So early night, like from the last couple of weeks of me being 9 years old up, and then when I was 10, Doctor Who was back, and Chris Eccleston was the 9th Doctor. I don't really remember much from how I felt watching his Regeneration. Now, I used to be a big fan of the Tennant run. So watching it from 2006 up to 2010, when you got David Tennant, I have to admit this, Tennant was my second favourite Doctor. Because, yes, I was brought up with classic Doctor Who. I didn't really watch a lot of classic Who because it was very, very hard to try and come across. I mean, the DVDs were coming out not like they used to, not like these days. Like back in 2013, I think we had a DVD of Doctor Who each month. From 2005 to 2010, they were very rarely coming out. They were literally slowly coming out. It wasn't until the late 2010s the BBC was just literally just like, oh, you know, go, that's every single Doctor Who DVD out now. That's the way I can actually describe that. But watching Tennant with me dad, I used to be a big fan of Tennant's Doctor. But looking back on his run, it's not as great as I remember it to be. It's like when you see it through a child, like when you're watching it as a child, your mind's like, oh, this is really, really great. But when I'm rewatching episodes of Tennant's run, it's like, this isn't as good as I remember it. And that's mainly for Series 2 and the first part of Series 3. But when you watch it after Human Nature and Family of Blood on the rest of Series 4, that's when I'm like, yes, I absolutely love it. The End of Time, terrible. I never really liked The End of Time, not even when I was a kid when he came up to his regeneration. Now, when Matt Smith became the Doctor, it was a very, very hard time in my life because, one, I was coming up to my final years of school, and Matt Smith was still the Doctor when I literally went for my first year and second year in college. So Matt Smith was the Doctor when I was in my last couple of years of secondary school and my first 2 years of college. So I remember sitting down with my best mate Jamie Arrowsmith in school, sitting down talking about series 5 and 6. Now, unfortunately, times changed because when I went to college, I didn't really have my best mate with me. So I was trying to find new friends at college, and trying to make new friends can be hard, specifically when you tell people, oh, I'm into Doctor Who, and they just look at you like you just shot on their shoe or something. I never really made popular friends. I made some good friends, don't get me wrong, but I never really made great friends. Not in that sense. I never managed to make friends that were into Doctor Who back in college, not like I did when I was in school, because me and my best mate Jamie, we used to sit down and talk about every single episode coming out towards the end of the Tennant run and the early Matt Smith run. So when I was in college, I never really had that kind of connection with anybody before. That was the one thing I missed in college, is having my best mate sitting there talking to me. Oh, what do you think about Doctor Who, Paul? Yeah, I actually kind of loved it, you know. When I was in college, the first 5 episodes of Series 7 aired, so which is literally a great run and stuff. And I remember also in college, I watched the start of the Peter Capaldi run, even though I left college in 2013. Peter Capaldi I left college around about 2016, sorry. Doctor Who was not really on the telly as much during that year because I think it took a break. But other parts of it, I remember. I mean, when I started working at my first job, it was Capaldi's last season as the Doctor Series 2 was being aired. And then, of course, working at my job I am now, I've been working there through the entire Jodie Whittaker run. So it's a bit... So all through my, from being a childhood up to adulthood, you kind of had a lot of Doctor Who going on and stuff. So that's mainly my history with Doctor Who. I actually would like to hear your history with Doctor Who. What is your great memories and stuff? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share. And thank you for watching. And join me tomorrow for another Doctor Who video. And carry on being magnificent viewers. And I want to say thank you to the new subscribers that has pushed me up to 106 subscribers. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share. And also let me know in the comments of your history with Doctor Who. Have a great day. And have a great day tomorrow as well.